When I drove across the country with my dad, we listened to a lot of folk music. Constantly, almost. My dad spends a lot of time in the basement, and he said he listened to more music that week than the past 20 years. A lot of the time, when we were on the road, my dad and I just spaced out. At night, we stopped at motels, and I burned new CDs. There isn't always much to say. You start to feel how time has passed for one but not the other. Sometimes I got mad at him because I would get hungry and ask to stop at McDonald's, and he'd remind me we just ate a few hours ago. Or he'd tell me, again, about how when he was a kid they stopped at McDonald's one time, and he ate his burger and milkshake so fast he threw it back up into the cup, but was still hungry, so he ate it again. In those moments, I looked ahead and to my right and fixed my gaze on a tiny idol of my mom. Far enough away I strained, but I couldn't quite reach her. When I was at my skinniest, she brought me downstairs in the middle of the night when I was hungry and made me small dishes of buttered peas and spooned peanut butter onto pretzels. What I dislike most about vegetarians is when they scold you for not composting the scrappy eggplant detritus from your plate, as though that little mound falling into the ocean instead of a garden is what is killing the planet instead of global worker exploitation and consumerism. The way white people are vegan is like the way we are too skinny, laced with supremacy. Once a year, my housemates and I roast a pig together to dissolve our feelings of moral superiority over our heathenly peers. Look at its brands. We brand ourselves too. Those are our tattoos. Damn, I'm having revelation after revelation.
Is that really a branding?
Yeah.
That blue thing?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was a stamp that they put on it like after it's dead.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, because I don't think it would be blue, right? Because they just burn you. Or maybe it would be blue, I don't know.
That was like a tattoo. No, you're right. It's blue.
We should all get tattoos on our butts like that.
Should we get matching tattoos?
Yeah.
Of the pig
Yeah.
stamp?
Yeah.
Roasting that pig, I felt exactly like a medieval torturer, having captured a full body and wrangled it between iron bars. Sawed off its head and danced with it, celebrating the sacrifice of a life. Maybe vegetarians are just decent, empathic people. They see the death of an animal like the death of a farmer. In addition to managing a pig farm, my dad won the national championship for wrestling in 1978. My grandma and grandpa attended every one of his matches. He was supposed to go to the Olympics in 1980, but that was the year that Carter refused to participate in order to protest the Soviet Union's occupation of Afghanistan. It's ironic now, since the US has been waging war in Afghanistan since '99. Watching my dad slam this guy into oblivion, I can't help but feel a surge of pride. At the same time, my thoughts wander toward the blatant homoeroticism of wrestling as a sport. And I feel happy as I plant the seeds of queer narratives into my family history. One time, my grandma got so into the match that she gripped the guy's knee who was sitting next to her on the bench and pushed so hard she flipped him straight over the bench backward. My grandma flipping that guy is kind of like if I came to her and said, "I'm actually a man." If I said that, she, broken, would look first to me, then God, and pray for my salvation. If I told her I was getting married, she would smile gleefully. Since I was little, I've pondered that moment when the bride and groom kiss in front of everyone. For the sexually pure, it's practically pornography. Unfortunately, God, I can't be saved. Anyway, all this video is to say, Mom, I'm sorry I haven't called in a while, but I wanted to tell you I got a tattoo.
So fire up the Batmobile, 'cause I gotta get out of here. It's the mouth of the gift horse, I know, but I gave it my best shot. I gave it my best shot.